Hi you guys, today I'll be showing you how you can make your own resin silicone molds like these. This one is a huge Hello Kitty head that I made a mold out of, and they are flexible. I made a bow mold, a flower mold, and a small bow mold. Now I have used these molds plenty of times to make my resin jewelry. The videos you have seen, if you've seen them with the Hello Kitty bowls with the candy in them, I made a mold from. So today I'll be showing you how you can do that. So what you will need is the piece that you want to make a mold out of. I'm going to use a Hello Kitty bow. You will need this stuff here called mold builder. It's liquid latex rubber. So Casting Craft makes it, and yeah, and also a good idea is to buy the Casting Craft resin spray. It makes your pieces very shiny, so that's what I use. You would need a paintbrush, or this is actually a acrylic nail brush. I just cut the tip off. So you need like some plastic or saran wrap, and that's about it. So I'm going to set this on top of here so I can move my piece later. You get your resin piece or whatever you want to use, and you will just put a light coat on it. You will have to do this process at least 10 times. Now I tried just pouring the stuff on top of the resin piece. This is how it looked. So it's very thick. So yeah, you will put the, let me see if I can bring it up some more. You will do a light coat. So I'm just going to pick the piece up first. And I'm going to show you how to do the edges and all of that. So you will brush a light coat on here. The other way I did it was I just poured the stuff on top, but I had to keep watching it because it kept getting bubbles in it, and so I had to keep popping it. So from now on I just do this to avoid having to pop bubbles or have bubbles in my piece. So I don't know if you can see that, but that's one coat. Let me fix my camera. Now what I like to do to get the edges around here is to basically go around the piece and make a square. And I bought this mold builder from, actually I can't even remember. I googled it, so I can't even remember what store it was. I bought it a while ago when I first started making resin jewelry. So I made a square around it, and of course every time you fill in the coat on top of the resin piece, you would do one here. So what you have to do then is you have to let this sit until it start turning brown, and then that's when you add your next coat. So when it start turning this color or a little lighter, you add another thin layer, and you would keep just adding layers. Like so. So I'm gonna skip a step so So I'm going to add another layer. This is my second layer. And I'm going to show you how you blend in the square with the resin piece. Normally I would do this step later on, but since this is a quick video I'm trying to do here, you would basically just blend it in like this, as you can see. And you will have to keep doing that process every time you add a layer. I think for this thickness, which is not thick at all, it was about 10 layers. So you got to keep in mind that when you put the resin in, you don't want the piece to start drooping on the edges and then the resin pour out. So you want to make it as thick as you can. The reason why I like this stuff better than just using the mold putty is because you can make as many pieces as you want. Like, you can line the bows up. If you have like 10 bows, you can line them up and make a mold out of it. So when you're done, you will have 10 mold openings. So you can make as many pieces as you want. With mold putty, you have to use a little bit. I mean, you can do the same, but it would take a lot of mold putty to do that versus just spreading this mold builder on your resin pieces, which is it's simple to do. So like I said, you can duplicate the piece as many times as you want. And I already made a mold of this, and it actually has 8 Hello Kitty bow openings. So when I make my bows with the candy in it, I make 8 pieces at one time instead of just making one piece at one time like I'm doing here, which is cool, huh? Normally when you do the coat, you want to rinse your brush out because it gets thick and gooey and start leaving like chunks of stuff on your piece. So that's why it's time consuming, but the end result is perfect. So that's my second coat. Now I showed you how you can blend in the square with the resin piece. So that's basically it. Once you're through, you just let it sit and you will have a mold. When you pour the resin in, you let the resin dry like you would normally do. And you just pull at the edges and it easily pops out. Trust me, I have done this plenty times, and you get a lot in this mold builder. It is, let's see, 16 fluid ounce, and it's very heavy. And let's see, I have half left in here. But it's a lot, trust me. So I hope this tutorial was helpful for you guys. Comment, rate, and subscribe. If you have any more questions, of course you can always ask them. So yeah, have fun with that. I love how this Hello Kitty one came out. I don't know if you can see that. I actually used this mold for acrylic too, but it got all the detail in the eyes. The nose have the little dentation, so it'll be very easy to make, like, duplicate this piece. So yeah, so I'm gonna finish doing my bow and you guys get you some mold builder. Bye bye.